morning, everybody. We are back with the Bishop, Car Chronicles. It's time for another broadcast of Renewing the Mind and the Body for a Healthy Living. And while the notifications are going out, we'd like to send our birthday shout outs to Matthew Grant, to Charletta Rice, to Miss Quincy Williams, and to Tori Jones. She is the First Lady married to Pastor Javian Jones. And if this is your birthday, I pray that your day is filled with many blessings, gifts, and love from all around, and that you enjoy as many of the sweet things as you desire. Just don't make yourself sick, all right? It's your day. You've been waiting for it. Go out, celebrate it, live it up. I'm so very glad that you have lived to see this day. You deserve it, all right? And if this is your first time watching one of these broadcasts, I want you to know that they are to encourage you, to empower you, to educate you, to motivate you, to inspire you, to uplift you, to move towards your destiny, operating in the purpose for which you've been created, using the gifts that are within you. I want to say good morning to everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and coming on. And just very quickly, good morning, Lady Vero. Quick announcement, and I'll probably make this before I go off in just a little bit, but I'm going to have a special guest on. I've got a special edition going on tonight, so you don't want to miss that. It's going to be this afternoon at, I believe, 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to have a special guest on, so you're going to have to tune in to make sure that you catch who the special guest is. So make sure that the notifications are turned on so that when we go live, you are able to come live with us and you can get all of these good goodies that we have going on over here. Good morning, Lady Vero. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Here, I want to just share, I want to let you all know I appreciate you for your faithful viewing and your consistent support of these broadcasts. It means so much to me to have you a part of the Back with the Bishop family. I just can't tell you thank you enough for every like, for every share, for every comment, every red and blue dot. It all means more than what you realize to me. And so, again, from the bottom of my heart, I love you all so very much. Thank you for tuning in. We've got just a few moments here. I want to drop this word of wisdom on you. Of course, today is Wednesday, and it's time for our Wednesday's wonderful words of wisdom. And the words of wisdom for us today is to move from the routine to purpose. Move from routine to purpose. What happens is when you get into a routine becomes habitual. Routine becomes very common. Routine becomes the mundane. And watch this, routine stifles and stops you from operating in purpose. All right. So what happens is because we are humans and we are creatures of habit, we like to do things. Good morning, Dale. Thank you so much for tuning in. We like to do things where we are comfortable. And so that's why we usually set up our routes to work, or certain places that we go frequently, our routes to the grocery store. We usually end up taking the same routes because we're creatures of habit and we like things to be comfortable. We like things to be in a way that we know that we can do it. Again, that's called, we like to be in control. We don't like for things to be out of our control. And we don't like things to spring up on us. We want to feel like we have some sense of stability. But what ends up happening is when you get caught up in a routine or you get caught up in a habit, it's almost like a hamster that is on the little spinning wheel. That hamster's on that spinning wheel, spinning and burning all of his energy and not going anywhere, not moving forward, not even moving backwards, not going anywhere. It's just spinning and using energy. And so what I want to encourage us today, our words of wisdom are to move from the routine into purpose. And so one of the things that got me thinking about this is we've been sharing, of course, this week, again, just dealing with the mind, is that when you move from the routine and you move into purpose, that's when you start to live a life that's more fulfilled. But then also watch this, because we are creative beings, that's when you start to create the answer for which you have been placed in the earth. Again, you and I are answers to a problem here in the earth realm. And so the only way for us to unlock those answers are to move and operate in purpose. And so if you don't get out of the routine, if you don't get out of the habit, you're going to constantly create the same old things that you've been creating, which have not answered hardly any problems at all. And it also causes you to end up feeling dissatisfied. It causes you to end up feeling somewhat empty, feeling somewhat lonely, again, because you are not into purpose. When you move and operate in purpose, purpose is very exciting. Purpose is very fulfilling. It's very rewarding. And what also happens is it also causes you to become connected to other humans on this planet. And so when you start to operate in that purpose and move from the routine, again, it starts to become so much of a different world, and it becomes much, much, much more exciting. And so I want to encourage you to move from the routine, break your habit, because if not, you're going to keep waking up every day. Hear me what I'm saying. You're going to keep waking up every day, and you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be living the life of peace. You're not going to be wanting to connect to other people because, again, you're tired. You're just tired of the same old, same old, same old, same old, same old, same old. And that's called a routine. That's called a habit. And thank you so much, Dale. And so what ends up happening is you will be unfulfilled or dissatisfied. So what has to happen is you've got to start, watch this, you've got to turn inward now. You've got to move into this mind place, to this mental state, to this mental realm, and then dig deep into your soul to determine what are the things that you are passionate about, because passion is always connected to purpose. Purpose is always connected to passion. So the things that you are passionate about, those are the things that you need to start to begin to create. And if you need help, you may need to connect with somebody who is a visionary, because you as the passionate individual or the person that is trying to operate in purpose, you can start to talk about the things that are deep within you, the things that are on your heart, and a visionary can help you to draw the vision or write the vision and make it plain for you. So then that way, watch this, y'all. I'm giving you very practical things. Then you can start to develop a plan for bringing the vision to pass. And then as you start to execute these things, you will start to operate in purpose, and you will start to be more fulfilled, and it will be a much more rewarding life for you. I want to encourage you not to become a hamster. I want to encourage you to break out of the cage and to get off the spinning wheel. I want to encourage you, listen, because listen, we watch this. I'm telling you what I know. We wake up every day, we go to a job that we don't like, we interact with people that we don't really care for, we get a paycheck that's not enough, and then we end up paying bills, and we still have debt that we have incurred on a weekly or monthly basis, and then from other scenarios and situations, and then the cycle starts all over again the very next day or the very next week. So in order for you to move from the routine and into purpose, I hope that you all are hearing me what I'm saying. Each of us, we come here with a certain set of passions, with a certain set of purposes. It's the purpose and the design of God. He originally created and designed us, again, to be an answer to a problem here in the earth realm, and it is called purpose. And so if you do not take the time, watch what I'm saying. You can continue to live an average life if you want to. You can continue to live a mediocre life if you want to. And guess what? God is absolutely okay with that. Why? Because he says in the text that whatever you allow, he will allow. Whatever you disallow, he will disallow it. So just as soon as you start to move from the routine and into purpose, then he will send you spiritual or heavenly reinforcements to help you, watch this, to fulfill that purpose. The word of the Lord says that there are angels that are awaiting to minister to us, which means that there are angels that we can watch. What, y'all, this is like real deep, and I didn't even mean to go this deep, but there are angels that have your makeup that God assigned specifically to you. Hear me. There are angels specifically assigned to you to help you fulfill your purpose in the earth. And so as you start to move in that purpose, the angels will start to watch this. They will become activated in the heavenlies, in the spiritual realm. And then they will begin to move to help bring about what, again, that you need, because God has designed you. It's called spiritual reinforcement. It's heavenly backup. God designed it that way. We are not supposed to exist in this realm and just be robots. No, he told Adam over there in the Old Testament, y'all got me going like real deep, but I wasn't planning to go this deep. But he told Adam, he said, have dominion in the earth. He said to have dominion over everything. So which means we have authority and we have control. Of course, when Adam and Eve sinned against God in the garden, then God kicked them out. So therefore, they lost a certain connection that they had to God. They lost a certain authority that they had with God. But then when Jesus Christ came, he watched this, reconciled us to God, and he restored the dominion and authority that we had, that Adam and Eve broke with God. And so now, through Jesus Christ. And that's the only way that it can be done. Thank you so much, Lady Verl. Thank you so much, Dale. Dale says, "Why are you speaking to me?" Or what? Lady Verl says, "Yes, sir, they sure will." Our backup. So when we reconnect with God through Jesus Christ, watch this again, that activates our spiritual reinforcement. It activates our angels to help us again to fulfill purpose. And so the word of wisdom for us today, thank you so much for tuning in. It is to move from the routine and into purpose. I want to excite you to move from the routine into purpose. Don't you want to live a life that's exciting? Don't you want to live a life that is beyond your imagination, what you can imagine or what you can think? Listen, he says that he is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we could ask or think, which means it's bigger than this world. It's bigger than what your mind can even conceive. And guess what? He says it's according to the power that works through who? Through you, through me. So it only will come when you tap into it. It's already in you. It's already in you. Hear me, somebody. I'm talking to somebody here. Not just Dale either. Dale is receiving this, but I'm talking to somebody specifically right here. It is already within you to live the life that you want to live. You just have to tap into it. You've got to dig into it, to shake it, to wake it up, to dig it out from the rubbish of this world and this daily living, and then begin to put the plan together and execute the plan to move in purpose. Good morning, LaShawn. Thank you so much, my cousin, Missionary Mary, right there. I love you so much. Thank you all for tuning in. I pray that you've been encouraged, empowered, educated, motivated, inspired, and uplifted to move towards your destiny, operating in the purpose for which you've been created, using the gifts that are within you. Remember, this afternoon at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to have a special guest on. So make sure the notifications are turned on because you don't want to miss it. It's some good stuff coming down the pike. I love you all. I'm signing off by saying, hello, 2019. I'm going up, and so are you. And what's to come for you and for me when we move from the routine and into purpose? It is better than what's been. That love.